Welcome back to Final Fantasy. In the previous episode, I arrived at Crescent Lake, met the 12 sages, got the canoe, rode to Gurgu Volcano, defeated Kari, the Fiend of Fire, restoring power to the Orb of Fire, explored the Ice Cave, getting the Floater Stone, which I used to uncover an airship from a desert south of Crescent Lake. With this airship, I can explore the northern continent to find the next fiend to defeat and recover the power of the orbs. So let's get to it! The first place I explore is the eye of the bird-shaped continent, where I find a new town, Gaia. New enemies near this town include wyverns, powerful evasive attackers that can poison, and manticores, double attackers that have the stinger ability, a multi-target poisoning ability. I enter the town of Gaia. Facilities in this town include an inn, a clinic, a weapon shop that sells cat claws, an armor shop that sells gold bracelets and protection rings, an item shop that sells cabins, houses, heal potions, and pure potions, a level 7 white magic shop that sells the cure 4 and harm 4 spells, a level 7 black magic shop that sells the ice free and break spells, a level 8 white magic shop that sells the fade, wall, and X for spells, and a level 8 black magic shop that sells the stop, zap, and quadruple X spells. For white magic, Cure 4 is the strongest single target heal that also removes a variety of status effects, Harm 4 is the strongest anti-undead spell, Fade is a multi-target non-elemental spell that has the same strength as Arm 4 without the undead restriction, Wall is a single target omni-elemental resistance spell, and X4 is bugged and doesn't work. For black magic, Ice Free is the strongest multi-target ice elemental spell, Break is a single target poison elemental one-shot spell, Stop is a time elemental multi-target paralysis spell, Zap is a time elemental multi-target one-shot spell, and Quadruple X is a single target death elemental one-shot spell that always works on enemies with less than 300 HP. I then talk to the townsfolk, one man saying that the tower in Yani Kurm Desert is a mirage. A gentleman says that the people of the town south of here speak a strange language he can't understand. Another man says that there's a castle to the west that is used as a test of courage. An old lady says that a fairy of the spring was kidnapped. A magic broom asks us if we have great power, backwards as brooms do. A nearby witch commenting on the fact. Another gentleman says that the sky warriors flew from a castle above the clouds. A lady says that she saw a shining object flying to the east. A man says that only fairies can draw Oxyale from the spring, a gentleman knows of a professor that studied Lefeinish, and a pirate says that he borrowed a fairy and sold her to a caravan. I continue to explore the continent, finding a town surrounded by forest. I land south of a river. New enemies on the land near here include Ankylos, a high HP and defense enemy that hits hard, very tough to deal with, saber-toothed tigers, high critical triple attackers that are somewhat fragile, and worms. Enemies with decent HP, defense, and attack. I go up the river and reach the town of Onrac. Facilities in this town include an inn, a clinic, an item shop that sells cabins, houses, heal potions, pure potions, and soft potions, a level 7 white magic shop that sells the anti-rub and heal free spells, and a level 7 black magic shop that sells the saber and blind spells. For white magic, anti-rub is party-wide resistance to death, earth, and status elemental spells, and heal free is the strongest party-wide healing spell. For black magic, Saber is bugged and doesn't work, and Blind is a single target spell that inflicts the blind status, always working on enemies with less than 300 HP. A wise man says that the mermaids lived in the nearby shrine, which was sunken in fire and smoke 200 years ago. A man says that the caravan master has something strange. Another man says that Kope saw a shining object fall, and yet another saying that this town was prosperous 200 years ago. A lady says that her father runs the caravan near an oasis in the western desert. A gentleman says that he's Dr. Unne's brother, believing he could decipher the Lefeinish language if only he had a slab. A lady tells us that when the shrine sunk, many treasures sunk with it, along with a stone plate. Another lady made a submarine, but Oxyale is required to go deep underwater. Kope saw something fall to the northern waterfall, believing it to be a robot. Wait, what? Also found in this town is a dragon, who must return to Bahamut with the proof of courage. I fly to the islands in the center of the northern lands. A new enemy that can be found is the Red Ankylo, a bulky triple attacker with good strength. This archipelago consists of the Cardian Islands. I enter the cave at the western island, finding a dragon that says only the brave can bring back the proof of courage. I enter the nearby room, opening a chest containing a cabin. I then go to the southern room, opening chests for 575 gold and a soft potion. I land on the southwestern island, a dragon saying that he's going to the Castle of Ordeal on the northeast, where the proof of courage lies. I enter the room, opening chests for a house, 500 gold and 10 gold, talking to the dragons who say that the northern continent was a place full of mechanical castles, with the other saying that the proof of courage could be anything. I land on the northeastern island, there being a dragon that says that Bahamut will honor those who are courageous. I land on the southeastern island, entering a room with 3 chests, holding 2000 gold, 2750 gold, and 1455 gold. I then enter another room. A dragon seems impressed that we're not afraid of him. The chests of this room hold 160 gold, 9500 gold, 1520 gold, and 2750 gold. I then land on the central island, entering the northern cave. A dragon says to meet Bahamut if brave enough. Another dragon says that the dragons of Cardia do not practice unprofitable business, with the third saying that long ago, humans and dragons coexisted in peace. I then enter the southern cave, finding Bahamut, the Dragon King. If we bring the proof of courage, he will grant us the honor of true warriors. I leave the archipelago and land east of the Castle of Ordeal, walking my way there. Enemies along this path include sandworms, strong attackers that can use the Crack ability, a multi-target Earth Elemental one-shot spell, Catman, lower HP enemies that have poisonous double attacks, and Sauria, another lower HP enemy. This one has a petrifying glance ability. Once I reach near the castle, I rest, then enter, finding a wise man who says that the crown is necessary for this test of courage, which starts on the throne room at the northwest, which takes me to the second floor. This floor has new enemy encounters that include Zombuls, undead enemies with a strong attack, Medusas, low HP poisonous enemy attackers with a petrifying lance ability, man-cats, lower HP triple attackers with a variety of spells, they have many elemental resistances, wizard mummies, undead enemies whose attacks can inflict the sleep status, and finally, zombie dragons, bulky and strong undead enemies that can inflict paralysis with their attacks. This floor consists of many warp points. Choosing the wrong warp will send me back a few steps. As I continue along the warps, I find a room with a chest guarded by a new enemy, the Mud Ghoul. Somewhat fragile, they have a strong poisonous attack. They can buff themselves with fast. The chest itself contains the Zeus Gauntlets, the first of many items capable of casting spells. This one casts lightning too. I continue along the warps until I find stairs to the 3rd floor. I continue along the corridor. The next room I enter is guarded by a new enemy, the Nightmare, triple attackers that are weak to ice. They are also incredibly evasive, also capable of using the Snorting ability, inflicting blind on a party member. Very annoying. I open the nearby chest, getting a heal staff, another item that casts magic, in this case heal. I move to the west, finding chests holding iron gauntlets, an ice sword, which I give to Jack, and a gold bracelet, which I also give to Jack. I then go south, finding chests containing 7,340 gold, 1,455 gold, and a house. I then go east, finding a chest containing a tail, but as I approach the throne, I get a forced encounter with zombie dragons. Once they are dealt with, I sit on the throne, warping myself back to the 1st floor. I exit the castle, rest, then head back to the airship. I fly back to the Cardian Islands and meet with Bahamut. The tail I got on the Castle of Ordeal is actually my proof of courage. As such, I get Bahamut's honor, resulting in a class change, upgrading my party. Fighters turning to knights, getting access to top weapons and armor, plus access to white magic up to level 3. Thieves turning to ninjas, gaining access to competent weapons and armor, plus access to black magic up to level 4. Black belts turning to masters, which get nothing new. Red mages turning to red wizards, getting access to some extra weapons and gauntlets, as well as extra white and black magic up to level 7. White mages turning to white wizards, getting access to all white magic spells up to level 8, while black mages turning to black wizards, getting access to all black magic spells up to level 8. I equip Jack with the Zeus gauntlets, then leave the islands. I fly to Coneria, buying ruse for Jack, then fly to Crescent Lake, buying exit for Josh. I fly near Onrac, traveling through the desert until I find greenery. As I search there, I find the Caravan, buying the bottle from the merchant. I fly back to Gaia, opening the bottle, releasing the fairy inside, who appears on the spring. She draws Oxyale from the spring and gives it to me. I fly to Onrac, talking to the lady near the submarine. Now that we have the Oxyale, she gives us access to it. I then take the submarine to the Sunken Shrine. This dungeon starts in the 3rd floor, the middle one, which includes new enemies such as sea trolls, decent HP, defense and attack enemies that are weak to lightning, lobsters, powerful triple attackers capable of poisoning but have lower HP and defense, sea snakes, high HP enemies that have low defense, nagas, poisonous attackers that like to open with lightning too, waters, high HP strong enemies that are weak to ice, great sharks, very high HP but low defense enemies with a strong attack, and finally, wizard sahags, higher evasion enemies with good attack as well. I go to the eastern room, opening a chest with 2000 gold, then go to the western room, opening a chest with 9900 gold. I climb the eastern stairs to the 4th floor. New enemies in this floor include ghosts, powerful undead attackers that can inflict paralysis, and big eyes. Lower defense double attackers, they have a paralyzing gaze ability and a flash ability, a multi-target blinding ability. I go to a room in the east, opening a chest for 20 gold. I move north, opening a chest with opal armor, a lightning resistant armor that I give to John. I then go south to the next room, opening a chest with a light axe, which is capable of casting harm 2. I go west, opening a chest with a mage staff, capable of casting fire 2. I then head southwest to the last room, opening a chest containing 12,350 gold. I then take stairs to the 5th floor. This is a safe floor, no enemies are encountered here, also being littered with rooms. I move to the room directly north of the stairs, opening chests containing 1,760 gold and an opal bracelet, which I give to Jack, giving the gold bracelet to Jing, and 9,000 gold. I then go to the second room of the top row, opening a chest with 2,750 gold, go to the next row south, entering the third room, opening a chest with 4,150 gold, go to the room directly north, opening a chest for 10,000 gold and 10 gold, then go southeast to another room with a chest containing 5,000 gold. I go another row to the south. A mermaid saying that the Fiend of Water, Kraken, lies in the bottom of the shrine. On the bottommost row, a mermaid says that the Lefeinish used a musical tone to enter the Mirage Tower. In the same room is a chest containing a pure potion. The room directly to the east has a chest containing an opal shield, another piece of lightning resistant armor that I give to John. I then go to the northwest, crossing a long corridor to reach the northeast, Pac-Man style, opening chests of the room, getting opal gauntlets, which I give to John, the slab, and an opal helmet, which I give to John. I exit the dungeon, rest, then return, going to the northwest stairs, climbing down to the 2nd floor. I then go all the way to the north, climbing stairs back to the 3rd, then 4th floors. Going around the room, finding stairs to the 3rd floor, entering a room with 2 chests holding 110 gold and 450 gold. I exit the room through the south, finding stairs back to the 2nd floor. I go to the room on the south, opening the right chest which holds 8,135 gold, and then I open the left chest from the bottom, avoiding waters, getting 7,690 gold. I then head west to the next room, opening a chest holding 5,450 gold, while the other 2 chests are guarded either by waters or by wizard mummies accompanied by mummies, cockatrices, and pedalisks. I choose the waters, opening the chests for power gauntlets, which cast the non-functional saber spell, and 385 gold. I go north, encountering another chest guarded by aquatic enemies, facing the great sharks and wizard sahags, getting a light axe. I then head east, finding a room with 4 chests. I open the first 3, getting 2,750 gold, a ribbon, a headpiece that resists all elements, which I give to Jack, and 9,900 gold. The last chest is guarded by great sharks and wizard sahags. Once dealt with, I open the chest for 7,340 gold. I leave the dungeon, rest, then fly to Coneria, buying Cure, Ruse, and Fog for John. I then fly to Provoca, buying Anti-Lightning, Invisibility, and Lamp for John. And then I fly to Elfland, buying Cure 2 and Anti-Fire for John. I return to Onrac, enter the Sunken Shrine, and head all the way to the 2nd section of the 2nd floor, heading to the northwest, finding stairs to the 1st floor. I move north, west, then south, entering a room, exiting it on the northwest, going north, finding another room with an orb. I prepare myself, then inspect the orb, revealing the Fiend of Water, Kraken. The Kraken is a threatening boss with high HP, defense and attack, capable of hitting 8 times at once. He is also capable of using the Ink ability, which is a multi-target blinding ability. He is otherwise a rather basic boss. I cast Ruse, with all party members capable of it. Jack casts Fast on John and Jing. Josh casts Invisibility 2, healing when necessary, while John and Jing wail on Kraken. After enough hits, he goes down. I restore light to the Orb of Water, and I'm instantly transported outside of Onrac. I rest in Onrac and buy Heal 3 and Anti-Rub for Josh. I fly to Gaia, buy Cure 4 for Josh, then I fly to Crescent Lake, buying Lightning 3, Invisibility 2 and Exit for Jack. Finally flying to Melmond to talk to Dr. Unne. After showing him the slab, he teaches the party the Lefeinish language. I rest in Gaia, then land the airship in the only available spot on the eastern wing of the continent. A new enemy that can be found on the journey to Lefein is the Tyro, a very high HP but low defense enemy with a mighty attack. I travel all the way to the south, finding the town of Lefein. The Lefeinish man on the entrance says that the Sky Warriors were among the bravest of them, and former owners of my airship. Another Lefeinish says that 400 years ago they were an advanced civilization, watching the stars, also being masters of the power of wind, which allowed them to suspend castles in the air. Yet another Lefeinish says that the floating castle hovers above the sky, seemingly among the stars. Another wonders if the robots built by their ancestors are still functioning. Again, robots? Just how advanced were they? Another Lefeinish says that the floating castle can be entered through the Mirage Tower. They also sent 5 warriors to discover the cause of the world's decay, but they have been turned into bats. The Lefeinish also fought with the Fiend of Wind, Tiamat, but lost, Tiamat having turned the floating castle into her own lair and stole the power of wind. I talked to the last Lefeinish, who gives us the Chime, allowing for entrance to the Mirage Tower. I exit the town through the northeast, finding level 8 magic shops. White magic sells Life 2, which revives a party member with full HP but can't be used in combat, while black magic sells Nuke, which is a multi-target non-elemental spell that is the most powerful. I leave, return to my airship, then rest in Gaia. This has been a long journey. I found the towns of Gaia and Onrac, challenged the Citadel of Ordeal, got the tail, which I gave to the Dragon King Bahamut, who granted my party his honor, class changing them to stronger classes, bought the bottle from the desert merchant, releasing the fairy in Gaia, who gave us the Oxyale, allowing for exploration of the Sunken Shrine of Onrac, defeating the Fiend of Water, the Kraken, restoring light to the Orb of Water, acquired the Slab there as well, the secret to learning the Lefeinish language from Dr. Unne, allowing us to communicate with the people of Lefein, getting the Chime, which will allow me to explore Mirage Tower. There's only one Fiend left, who will soon be felled. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, as I finally restore the power of wind.